When viewed from a distance, internal succession stories look slick, seamless even. The appointment is announced, the quotes are polished, and everyone agrees that continuity is a strength. Then the dust begins to settle on the appointment, and privately, some begin to wonder, is the appointment marking a new mandate, or is it simply the same playbook with a different cover? I'm the Boardroom Coach, bringing you the leadership thinking hidden in the headlines and the opportunities for organisations undergoing transformation. So what's the story? It's Curry's. They've appointed Frederick Tonnessen as its next group chief executive. He's an internal appointment, long experienced in the business, and most recently responsible for the Nordics operation, which is a substantial part of the group. If that makes the story feel steady, it signals knowledge, familiarity, and continuity after a turnaround. The obvious question is whether he is the right person. But the bigger leadership question is this: can the organisation transfer confidence from one leader to another without preserving the previous leadership model? And that is often the elephant in the room of change. Not whether the successor is capable, but whether the organisation can stop using the previous leader as the invisible reference point for what feels safe, acceptable, or commercially sensible. You see, it's very common that during leadership transitions, organisations soften the question with language about continuity, legacy, and momentum. And these words are comfortable because they avoid naming the reality. The old reference point for judgment has gone. When that reality sets in, we realise that this is the delicate part of internal succession. The incoming chief executive is known. That helps. It also means everyone carries a memory of who that person used to be. Former colleagues remember old relationships. Senior leaders remember previous boundaries. The board may feel reassured because the person understands the business, but familiarity can make the authority shift harder to see. And more importantly, perhaps invisibly, dynamics across the organisation are required to shift. This is where independent coaching has an organisational value, not as a personal perk, not as remedial support, but as a way of protecting judgment when authority is being renegotiated. If we apply various leadership lenses to the transition, we can begin to see where it can become fragile or even vulnerable. A chair might worry about whether confidence has truly transferred. A finance leader might worry about decision speed. A people leader might notice old relationships creating role confusion. And senior independent directors might focus on whether the CEO can remain open to challenge without becoming isolated. An independent coach gives a leader one place that is not shaped by internal memory, views, judgments, or assumptions. That matters. The coach has no operating territory, no alliance to protect, and no interest in keeping the previous story alive. The boardroom coach follows these signals because leadership pressure often hides in the transitions that appear orderly. The patterns and behaviours that are formed in the first 90 days of tenure lay the foundation for that appointment. Follow a return for more of the judgment behind the business headlines. In the meantime, consider this. The strongest case for independent coaching is not personal development. It's organisational protection. Succession changes authority, pressure, and decision behaviour across the organisation. Independent coaching gives the organisation a disciplined way to protect judgment, while that change is still forming what the organisation will become. That's all from the Boardroom Coach today. More in the next episode.